foremost, how are you guys doing today?
Good.
Good. Excellent. So you are all energized to attend this training. I welcome you all to this 2 days training program. I'm very excited to see all of you, and I'm sure you have a lot of interest when hearing this topic is going to be delivered today, right? Okay, before I begin, I request all of you to scan the QR code and to register. Once you have done that, you may try to do or you may attempt the pre-test survey. Okay, you have about until 10 o'clock to get this task done. I hope you can scan, or you may need to go nearer. Is it working? Everyone managed to scan it?
Yes.
Good. Working? Maybe you go closer. Fine. Oh, locked. Oh. Please attempt the pre-test survey, which is on your table. Don't worry, yeah, you can write it down. Don't worry, there's no marks going to be awarded for that. Right, what do you know? Anyway, it's a pre-test. Okay? So I'm not going to grade you. Right? Any questions on that? You may raise any questions if you have any doubts. You will get all the answers in my presentation, so don't worry. Are you guys doing okay?
Okay, fine.
Don't struggle so much. If you don't know, it's alright. You'll get the answers. Looks like all of you have already done it, right? Okay, we did that aside. So now is the time to introduce ourselves. We get to know each other. So we are going to go into the icebreaker session. Okay, allow me to introduce myself first. Okay, I am Kamala Arjuna Perumal. I have 39 years of work experience as a tax executive. In the last 13 years, I was into research and writing papers. I'm so enthusiastic about writing papers and doing research. Research actually has made me to be more optimistic, and I'm able to make decisions more confidently. My philosophy is that if you don't move anything, nothing changes. Right? Let me tell you my true story about myself. I had no clue about running until I met my husband, who successfully transformed me into a long distance runner. I've never run before in my life. Not only that, he made me a track and field middle distance runner, and I've been running competitively for about 20 years, I can say. and my favorites are 800 meters and 1005. And I also run the open races. Okay. To further enhance on myself, I would like to share a video. Let's sit back and watch this video. Alright?
This is how you train your brain for success. Number 1, read every single day. Number 2, write down all of your ideas. Number 3, exercise regularly. Number 4, always stick to a routine. Number 5, starve all your distractions. Number 6, keep a journal inside of your smartphone. Number 7, meditate and always pray. Number 8, get the hell out of the comfort zone.
Ladies and gentlemen, number 3 was exercise every day. Trust me, I managed to lose my weight after my second delivery. I believe running transformed my lifestyle. I had so much benefits after I take up running. And right now, and ever since I know about running, I'm committed to running or any form of exercise. I love doing running and exercising. Alright? With that, it's now your turn to do your icebreaker. For that, please refer to handout 1. Please refer to handout 1. And we'll start with someone who wants to go first. Any volunteers?
Okay.
Alright, please
Okay,
proceed. Give him a clap first for volunteering. Right.
So I'm anytime in my soul. This will be 43 years old.
Oh.
So basically, I have around almost 20 years working in auditing and accounting field. In terms of health style, I love to run. And the longest I run is around 10 kilometers.
Hey, that's not bad.
So never tried half or full marathon. Because I love to try, but then maybe not enough of in terms of exercise or preparation to do that. So someday I hope I can.
That is the positive thing. And I assure you, Nizam, after this course, you are running your marathon.
So other than running, I love to play table tennis. Not really at a high competitive level, but as a leisure sport.
Good.
Okay, and I think that's all.
Okay, thank you. Next person.
I'm Zulaika.
Zulaika.
I'm in audit field almost 10 years. I think I never marathon for long distance.
Oh, you have tried a marathon or a long distance? Okay.
Yes, but I like to do yoga at home at least maybe 3 times a week. I think I did not do the marathon because my stomach is not very
Oh,
good.
you have not tested your stamina yet. Alright. Okay.
But I do like long walking.
Alright.
That's all.
Okay, thank you, Zulaika. Next,
Hi, my name is Fitri Yanti.
Fitrianti. Yanti, is it?
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Actually, I don't like running.
Ooh. Why? Any reason?
Huh? I don't like running.
No reason?
Tired.
Okay. You don't want to be tired. Alright.
What I do like is snorkeling.
Okay. Okay. Interesting. Anything else?
Yeah.
Okay. Next.
Hi, I'm Amy. I'm working in audit fields about 15 years. Okay, I'm not a marathon I only joining a fun run or just a virtual run.
Okay,
for 10
okay.
kilometers or
Alright.
5 kilometers lah.
Alright.
Normally, normally in weekend only, I do running on 1 or 2 times a week lah. With my family, only running for fun, running
Fun running. Alright. Okay, thanks. Next.
My name is Siti. I'm turning 29 this Friday.
Okay. Is she the youngest in our group?
Yes.
Okay, I definitely not a sport person. I'm not running.
Advance birthday wishes to you. Huh?
Okay, thank you. I'm not into running also. Same as Fikri.
What is the reason?
What is the reason?
She said she feels like too tiring for her.
Maybe for me,
Don't like
I like sleeping more.
You like sweating.
Or maybe I haven't found my true love like our husband.
Alright. Okay. I think after this course, she's going to be addicted to running. Right? We'll see whether I can promote her. Alright?
I don't do other sport. I watch the badminton. Watch only. Watch only.
So you take it easier, no stress at all, huh? But you know games. You play, you watch everything. You don't play it. You don't do it, huh? Fantastic.
Penonton only.
Oh, okay.
That's all lah.
Alright, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, now we'll continue with that. Okay. Sorry. So when you attend this 3 days course, this is the learning objective that you're going to get. First will be you'll be able to identify traits of a champion, meaning the qualities that a champion should have. You'll get to know that. Secondly, you'll get illustrate tools and techniques of running. Okay, you'll get that. Art of running, basically. And last, you can develop an action plan. Here you can plan out a schedule for you, a weekly schedule where you can start training and gradually gain progress from there on. From these learning objectives, the learning outcome will be how you are going to transform yourself into a champion. Okay, when you have all these guys, you can put that into perspective and you become a champion. And we move on from there. Okay, I'm sure you are very excited to know what is the topic of presentation today, right? This is a very interesting subject that we are going to discuss for these 2 days. Over these 2 days, building champions for tomorrow's success. So all of you are going to go back as champions. Okay, I'm here to share with you all the secrets as much as I could, so that when you leave these 2 days, you are transformed into a champion. Okay, let's see whether it happens. Alright. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, how do I introduce the subject? Okay, if you are thinking about success, it starts by picking the right ingredients. You must have the right ingredients if you want success. Why I say right ingredients? Only the right ingredients will help you to develop your program. Okay, with that you are going to getting the right ingredients is one thing. Why I say you need the right ingredients basically is because success is not easy to come. Success is not something that you can get it. You just say success, 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 you're not going to get it. You have to sacrifice. It takes a lot of hard work. You have to be consistent. You have to be persistent. That's why you see successful people, they cultivate healthy habits. They move out of their comfort zone. You know, they don't stay in their comfort zone. They leave their comfort zone. They keep on developing every day. And so on and so forth. So in a nutshell, whatever I said, all those sacrifices, patience, consistency, hard work, all those things goes back to in simple terms, I want to say it's all about your persistence and your perseverance for you to continue and see yourself progressing into a champion. Right. Let's move on to the next slide. What do I have for you in this 2 days training? Alright. There are 8 modules that we'll be discussing in these 2 days. we'll covering 4 on the first day. Today we'll be covering 4. Tomorrow we'll be covering another 4. Okay, today of course we'll be doing module 1, which is about unveiling your secret recipe. Here I'll be sharing with you, I'll unveil, buka the tirai, and I'll show you what are the elements that are in the secret recipe. Okay. Secondly, disciplining obediently. It refers to, basically it shows about you commitmentally obeying the laws. Okay, disciplining yourself to obey laws. The third one is reframing mental hardiness. It's about strong willpower and mindset that you are ready to overcome any challenges or any obstacles, and you'll be born back from that to meet your targets that you set. Number 4, embracing emotional balance is basically mapping your emotions, how you are ready to overcome failures and disappointments in life. Okay, that means you have the self-awareness with you that helps you to accept failures and disappointments, but you learn from that and you become better. Okay. Number 5, building physical endurance. Ladies and gentlemen, when you think about running or any exercise for that matter, physical strength, physical power is vital. It's one of the key ingredients for you to progress if you are talking about doing any form of exercise. In fact, you have to be physically fit also, even to walk, right or not? You need that kind of energy. So that is about physical endurance that we'll be covering in module 5. And module 6 is about reaching RACE for success. I won't say it as race. Later I'll explain more on that when we do that in tomorrow's module. Here is actually, I'm using race as an acronym. And module 6 will be a climax for you because it will give you the secret formula. Just now we had a secret recipe. Then we'll come to the secret formula. Alright. Module 7 will be avoiding common pitfalls. This is, you will learn the right techniques so that you avoid going into injury, or you are unable to do, or going into some kind of disappointment. So you learn all the techniques and art of running. Alright. And lastly, achieving triumph moments. This is, ladies and gentlemen, after hard work, we get the victory. So what we do? We embrace the victory and we stay blessed after winning, right? Okay, with that we are going to move on to the next slide. Are you guys with me?
Yes.
Everything's okay?
Okay.
Alright, that's interesting. I can see you are very enthusiastic to learn more about it. Right. This is our first module for today, unveiling your secret recipe. Ladies and gentlemen, as I mentioned to you just now in my introduction, it takes hard work, patience and everything for you to achieve your goal. Okay, success is one thing. You achieve your goal, then you are successful. Am I right? Alright. So, the challenges and the obstacles that you overcome are the ones that are crucial here. How are you going to handle all those things? So in this recipe, in this module, I'm going to give you the secret recipe. What I'm going to do is, first I will highlight the 4 important ingredients and I'll give a quick snapshot on them. Later I will go and dwell into each one of the 4 secret recipes for further understanding, right? Okay, with that we move on to the next slide. What do I mean by unveiling your secret recipe? Okay, as I mentioned to you, there are 4 key elements that comprise your secret recipe. Okay, when you're cooking, you have the recipe, right? You want to campur this, campur that. So basically, this is what for you to be a champion. This is 4 important things that you need to have. 1 is upholding determination. What does that mean? It's simple as, the first thing when it comes to my mind when you talk about determination, failure will never overtake me if my belief to succeed is strong enough. Yes or no?
Yes.
I'm sure you all agree with me, right? Good. Next one. Avoiding procrastination. You know what is procrastination? Delay. Your boss asks you to submit the work. You say, wait. Avoid that. So, When you, this is like what people say, you know, time and tide waits for no man. When the opportunity comes, grab it. Otherwise, it will never come again. Am I right? So, set your priorities and work towards your targets. That's what I mean by avoiding procrastination. Then we have the third one, keeping practice ongoing. Very simple. What is the easiest word that I can relate to this is, practice makes perfect. I'm sure when we were in school, our teacher used to do that. Keep on drilling us. We made one spelling mistake in my days. I don't know about you guys. One simple spelling mistake, she will make you write one whole page, right? In the writing book that has got 2 red lines and 2 blue lines. Just for one spelling mistake. But that kind of drill, practice, has made us better. We are able to remember the words that we may not be able to spell earlier, correct? So this is what I mean by keep practice ongoing. And the last element here will be harnessing skill set. This is about learning the actual skills and techniques and the art of running so that you are really able to run. For your information, if you want to run and to be a champion, it's not as you just go and run. There's a lot of things that goes into it. Then only you can be a champion. Otherwise you can run, but you may not be a champion. Here we are to become champions. Am I right? Okay, shall I continue? Okay. Now we are moving on to the first element that I mentioned out of the 4 ingredients. That is basically upholding determination. According to research, I can explain upholding determination under these 4 things. Okay? Displaying mental toughness, setting achievable expectation, pushing your own limits, and facing defeats courageously. Ladies and gentlemen, displaying mental toughness, it simply means what? Strong willpower to overcome any challenge or any difficult situation for that matter. It is a sort of commitment come determination. You see, when you have determination, you need to have commitment. It goes together, right? Another thing, you are committed. When you have mental toughness, you are committed to do anything, whatever it takes to. If you look back at the Kenyan runners, the top Kenyan runners, their determination is extremely good. So much so, people say Kenya is a homeland for marathons. I'm sure you see Kenyans running, champions, right? So that kind of determination you have to build into yourself, and you want to achieve something. You already set your targets, you have to achieve it, right? Now here I have a polling question. I have a polling question for all of you. Of course, I don't have any pigeonhole. We are just going to do it by show of hands. The question is, you have listened to the question. I repeat the question 2 times. What do you think is more important in you completing a marathon? Is it your mental strength or is it your physical strength? What is more important in you completing underline your marathon? Is it your mental strength or your physical strength? Okay, who says it's mental strength? 3 people. Who says it's physical strength? 1.
Both.
You say both? You say both? Yes or no? Please say yes or no. No, you don't worry. If you are saying both, just say it. Agree? Who is right, you want to know? My question, that's why I say I underline.
Choose one.
Completing the marathon. I didn't say complete the run. Completing the marathon, of course, you need both. I explained to you. It's not that I want to pluck from somewhere and say, but I'm plucking from research. I'm a researcher. I did research. What does research say? 80% comes from your mental strength. If you are running a marathon, come on ladies and gentlemen, I'm answering a question for the pre-survey. You have 42.195 kilometers to complete. You think 42.195 kilometers to complete. You got answer for the pre-test? Alright. So, if you think you just have physical, can you go? But run a marathon, don't imagine. Number 2 is your mental strength. So, as you said, it couples together. Especially for a grueling 42.195 kilometers, Only the mental strength will tell you, hey, come on, there's only left 1 kilometer to go. Come on, there's only 5 more kilometers to go. Come on, it's only 200 meters from the finishing line. Okay, are we done with the polling question? You got answers? So, but it's a very controversial answer. People may say this, people may say that. So, which one you believe? But when you experience it, this is a true experience. You must have both. And mental power is equally important. Okay. Next, once you have the mental mindset that you are going to run the marathon, next you must set achievable, you must have settings, achievable expectations. You must have expectations. How are you ready? When are you going to ready? When are you going to run the race? So that is what I mean by setting your achievable expectations. And then, so it's also important that you don't come out with something that is not achievable. Whenever you set something, you cannot come and tell, I think I want to run in 3 minutes a kilometer. Are you fit to run? So set targets that you can reach. It's pointless that you put high hopes and you collapse. Not even 10 kilometers. Okay? Same thing when you're working. You set very high hopes. Make sure you have the foundation to go, and boss gives you a target. Make sure you're ready to collect it. If you have the right mindset, everything is there in place, you can do it. Right? So that's important. And pushing your limits. This is another important factor, ladies and gentlemen. When you talk about going for a long distance running, you have to push your body, you have to work your body to the maximum. Get it prepared to withstand that kind of pain. Know that this is going to be long running. You need that kind of stamina, you need that kind of endurance, you need that kind of mental power to drag you along. So you have to try it out all in your training. Push yourself and push yourself. You cannot be complacent. Take it easy. No, you have to push. Then only you get this kind of what you call, there is something that we call, that one I'll touch later. It's okay. I'll stop for that. Next is facing defeats courageously. Well, for anything that we do, sometimes we face failures. We face disappointments. It cannot be avoided, right? So what we do? We just take it. We have to face them courageously. But you take it from there and then you move forward. You try to do the corrections where you went wrong. Try to study back. Okay? And that's how you go about. And at this point, I want to say something. You know our inventor of the light bulb? Now we just put on a switch, the bulb lights, right? Who invented? Albert Edison, right? You know what? He said, I haven't failed, but I found 10,000 times it doesn't work. He found 10,000 times it doesn't work. What that indicate? Simply says that he failed 9,999 times until he could see the success. So there was something wrong, there was something wrong, there was something wrong. So this is the kind of determination, upholding determination that you must have. Now for you to boost your determination, let's watch this video.
Today is a rest day for Daryl Lang. She's taking it easy after she ran a half marathon in Edmonton Sunday. That morning, it was -18, and with the wind, felt much closer to -30.
I did notice my sunglasses froze. I had ice all on my face mask.
What's more impressive than running in the extreme cold? Running it blind.
And I can see almost nothing, and everything I can see looks like flat pancakes.
Lang was born blind, but that hasn't held her back. Neither has one of the coldest winters in recent history in Edmonton. For the last 4 months, she's been in training for what's called the hypothermic marathon. Running on icy sidewalks, down steep hills in the cold, and through deep snow for a race that celebrates extreme body chills. Lang did it all thanks to help from Jenny, her seeing eye dog.
I did a run without her, without a guide runner. I just went out with a white cane, and it was like the messiest, sloppiest, 2 kilometers ever. And I walked home, and I cried, and I'm like, I can't do this without you.
They've been together for 5 years and have been hitting the pavement for 4. And Jenny never says no to a run.
if I wanted to get up at 3 in the morning, nobody's likely to, answer my phone call and be like, hey, do you want to go for a run? She's always game.
Lang always makes sure her running pal is safe during the long distance runs, putting on rubber boots to protect her paws from the ice and salt. The pair will be hitting the road soon with another goal in mind.
I'm running a full marathon in June.
In Edmonton, Rochelle Sufi, City News.
Ladies and gentlemen, in a nutshell, I would say determination is one of the key elements for success. Now, is your determination high? High enough? High enough? A blind woman could run a marathon. You need not run a marathon. You can actually set that determination for many other things in your life. So hold that determination until tomorrow, okay? Until tomorrow 5 p.m. so that you are going to do something different. Alright? So this is to boost your determination. Okay, with that we move on. Alright. Remember the second ingredient was avoiding procrastination. Avoiding procrastination simply means that you are trying to delay. Ladies and gentlemen, the first thing when you start to procrastinate, what happens is it will encourage demotivation. You will be demotivated. If you are going to be a champion in whatever field, especially here if you are going to run a marathon, you cannot allow your motivation to drop. You must always have the motivation because you are doing something challenging against your mental and your physical. You need that kind of motivation for you to keep going. So you have to constantly have your you cannot be procrastinating because you need the motivation. Once you have you have the motivation already, the moment we didn't procrastinate, good. But let's say you are the type who continue further to procrastinate. Okay, you are continuing procrastination. Already demotivation. The next thing it will damage you is on your momentum. It will make you lose your momentum. As a runner, you have to continuously have consistent training. The moment you lay off, it's not easy to get back the rhythm, to get back the momentum. So these two things can happen when you start to procrastinate. And what happens here, we are going to look at what you should be doing. I'm saying here is that you should not procrastinate. You should do this kind of training. Okay, so do not procrastinate. Have your training regularly. Okay, that's what is indicating. Okay, we are going back to that. Okay, after losing your procrastination, so whenever you have the word procrastination in your mind and you are thinking of becoming a champion, especially in running a marathon, delete the word procrastination from your mind and continue your training. Alright, next, continuing plans despite flaws. What happens here is that you procrastinate because you're looking for perfection. So what I'm trying to say here is, don't look for perfection. Take as whatever comes. You learn from the mistakes. You improvise on it. That way, you will not be delaying and you will not be away from your targets. Okay? You will not be away from your targets. And the last element on avoiding procrastination will be making excuses for incompetency. You're giving simple word is you're making excuses. You're not fit today, you're not okay today, you don't want to run today, you have other things to do today. That's what you're doing. So the moment you keep giving excuses, you're deviating from your goalpost. What's your goalpost? To be a champion. But when you give excuses, you're going to delay the whole thing. Or you may not even achieve it. Okay? So that's what I say. The second element is avoid procrastination. Alright. Next, we go on. Alright, sorry. Alright. We are now into our third ingredient. Our third ingredient is about ongoing, right? Keep practice ongoing. Simple, as I mentioned here, was on making practice makes perfect, basically. So how are you going to keep your practice ongoing? These are the elements that you must strictly follow. Yes, most importantly, you must have clear goals. Okay, what you want to achieve. When you have clear goals, you will plan properly, you will have a schedule properly, and you will run your marathon. Okay, and in marathon running is different. Okay, like I told you, it's not a 5K or 1K or 3 kilometers. In marathon running, you have to plan it and you have to practice it. You have to make your body feel all the stress in the world. Then you can start to go for your marathon. Okay, because you have 21K. You have to be ready to face each stage, because the body must be able to absorb the pressure that you are putting. So it's only when you practice it, you plan and practice it, you can absorb it on the race day. Okay, achieving weekly strides. So how are you going to achieve this? You are going to achieve this by doing your weekly training, weekly strides. See, strides means running. You can see people running, right? They are strides. So you have to do your weekly training. You plan it and you do your weekly training. As you continuously do your training and you do your workouts. When we talk about training for marathon running, it's not merely running. There's a lot of things that's involved in it. You have to do your weight training, you have to do your step running, you have to do your hill running, you have to do cardio. That's why I'm saying you have to do cardio and strengthening. You have to strengthen your muscles, etc., etc. All these things actually will build up and help you to sharpen the talents that is fundamentally required for you to run. It's not that merely running you can run. These are all those things that come together as a package so that you can run a marathon. Okay, so you have a routine where you have a plan and you schedule. Like I showed you in the earlier video, she's running easy run, then she's running short distance, then she's going to the gym. Remember? That is what you have to do if you're going to go for a marathon. That kind of training you need to do. Okay, when you are doing all this, what happens ultimately is that you will be building endurance. You will be building stamina, you will be improving your cardiovascular system, you will be improving your muscular system. Overall fitness you are going to get. That's what I'm saying, sustaining fitness level. Okay, so this is what we are saying about keep practice ongoing. So for that I have a short video here.
Excuses make today easier, but tomorrow harder. Discipline makes today harder.
Okay, the video is not so good. Basically, it's to show you that you need to do training regularly, consistently, and plan it well, what you're supposed to do for each day. Alright, you should have a routine. Something like your meal plan, daily meal plan. Okay, today you decide what you want to eat, right? So you do the same for this. Today you're going for weight training. In fact, in Kenya, what they do, morning they are running 25 kilometers. Evening they are not sleeping. Evening they are also running 15 or 10 kilometers. That is what I discovered. It's really, of course, these are the champions basically. Maybe we are a casual runner, we run differently. We can still run a marathon, but we are not a champion. We are not. But then here our intention here is to mold ourselves and go towards becoming a champion. Similarly, the same thing, when you are doing something, when you keep doing it, regularly and consistently, you become good at it. Am I right? Same thing. When you work your body, you consistently do it, you get all the fitness that you're supposed to get, right? And you feel healthy, strong, you have no issues on that, right? In fact, when you're healthy, your energy level is good, you feel what? Happy, cheerful. You don't get stressed out very fast, you know. The boss gives you work at 5 p.m. and he wants it at 8:30 morning. I say, okay, no problem. Okay. No, that is how seriously you get that kind of, because you already let go your stress in your running. Alright, let's move on to our last ingredient, that is harnessing skill sets. Okay, when I say this harnessing skill set, is basically making your body rigor and meet the demands of the 42.195 kilometers. Okay, so what you're doing here is you're getting your body ready, tune up all to face that kind of pressure. So, and when you want to do all those things, these are the things that you must have. This is one of the last ingredients, and these are the things that you must have. What is the first thing? Exploring running skills. As you go along, you will explore. You will meet people and you might learn from them as well, how they run, you know. This is very important so that you don't run every day 25 kilometers. Today you run 10, evening you do speed workout. Tomorrow you run 20. Then you lay off in the evening maybe. The next day morning you burn 30 kilometers. Evening maybe you do just walking and cooling down like that kind of a thing so that you loosen up your muscles. So basically that's what I mean by exploring running skills. Then we look at learning progressively. Here, very important, as I mentioned just now, you have to work it out progressively. Don't expect to achieve results overnight. Don't try to do, I want to do 30 kilometers every day. And I'm afraid on Saturday you are burnt out. So you might collapse. So you do not know your body stamina. So you have to work progressively. At the same time, you avoid injury. Otherwise, you will get injury when you overload. So you need to plan it. When is your rest day? When are you going to load? When are you going to wait? Like what I mentioned earlier. Next will be performing with right nutrition. Ladies and gentlemen, it's not just your mental and your physical alone. You need to feed the physical. You need to feed your muscles. Right or not? So you have to care about your nutrition so that your health is taken care. When your health is good, you are able to perform. When your muscle is strong, your legs are strong, your bones are strong, is there an issue to run? No. I bet you can run with proper nutrition. You cannot neglect looking at nutrition. And also important is when people go for a race, on the race day, they still take nutrition. They take energy drink, they take energy bar, etc., etc. Because it's, again I'm telling you, it's not 1 kilometer, it's not 10 kilometers, 42.19. You will be depleting energy. You need to replace. You know, there was one instance, one marathoner did not manage to get top ranking because his water bottle could not be found on the 30th kilometer. You believe that? To that extent, first thing, the mindset. His mind is disturbed. Number two, he did not feel back the fuel that he has lost. So the balance is how many? 12 kilometers? He couldn't go. He dropped, position dropped to 7th placing or 6th placing. But anyway, that is still good. Maybe for me, I would be at the last. Okay? So these are the things that you have to take into account and getting ready with proper gears. And another thing that people take it easy. I can wear any shoes and run. Mark my word, shoes are very, very critical. And shoes must be comfortable. At the same time, no injury. Because each stride that you're laying, you're putting force on your feet. So you're damaging your feet. So you need to have shoes that gives you the comfort and the cushion. And one more thing I must tell you. Choosing the right shoes for your running is a very challenging and daunting task. You know why? There are people who have different feet. There are people with high arch feet, people with flat feet. And I'm one of them who have high arch. When they ask me to put my leg on the machine, I can only see a small piece of my leg because that much is hanging in vacuum like that. So when you want to buy a shoe for this kind of people, it can be very tasking and very daunting task of meaning challenging. You need to look for certain brands that might cater for you. So invest your money in the right pair of shoes so that you are injury free and you feel comfortable. Okay, and it's not going to happen one day, isn't it? So you need to take care of your feet. So that's why I said importance must be given. So when we talk about harnessing skill set, it encompasses everything lah. Basically your training, your food, your wears, your gears, etc., etc. Of course, the most important part would be your training. How you perform in your training, how you turn your body, how you torture your body to come. Take the stress and etc., etc., right, as I explained earlier. Right, I have a video on this. You see what they are doing? Sorry, is what I mean by harnessing skill sets. One of them is on the part of training. These kind of drills will actually strengthen the required parts, like I said, your muscles, your legs, your toning your body, etc. Toning your muscles also. So it's not that merely running just like that. Okay, with that, we are moving on to our Q&A. Now, ladies and gentlemen, are you all okay? Is everyone with me? Okay, if you are with me, we are trying this together. Don't worry. We are trying this together. Okay. Now, what are the 4 key elements of unveiling your secret recipe? Right? First one was something to do with determination. Am I right? Upholding a determination. Second one was something, don't lay off. What do you call that? Avoiding procrastination. Third one was do consistently. I said keep doing consistently. That is, keep practice consistently. The last one we talked about shoes, food, drills. So harnessing your skill sets. Very good, not bad. So easy, easy to remember. So this is the secret recipe. Keep this with you until tomorrow. Then we will merge that into our formula. Okay. Now, second question. What are the ways to uphold determination? How are you going to uphold? So you are going to uphold determination by mental toughness. You must have mental toughness. You must accept defeats courageously. It's okay. Let it be. You set proper achievable targets. Right? And what else we have? Of course, very important, you must push your body to the maximum. Work your body, work. Alright, get it ready to face the challenge of running a marathon. Okay? And the third one, why, give 2 reasons why you should avoid procrastination. You should not procrastinate. Not only in running, in anything, but what we have here is you should not procrastinate because it's going to encourage demotivation. When you are not motivated, you are not going to perform. Be it running, be it any jobs, you must have the motivation. You are doing something out of motivation, you will have 100% success. Am I right? And another thing is, when you have demotivation and you keep on laying off, in marathons especially, you will lose your momentum, you will lose your rhythm. Even in any job, you are doing something and you avoid and you lay off, you will take time to come back, That's why, in fact, when I say about running, when you have a very valid reason, let's say you have a sore, very pain, your muscle very sore, alright, then you have a valid reason, you take a day or 2 off. But that's why I say, come back early. Resume back the training. Don't take, or you can go for alternative training, such as cross training, we call it swimming. Not taxing on your legs, on your muscles. So in the water, the resistance is lesser, right? So this is how you should do. That's why you need to get some advice, whereby you know how to tackle all these issues. Alright. Okay. Now, in my conclusion, alright, what am I going to conclude now? Okay. I have told you so many things. Okay. Lot of stories on how you should be having your determination, what motivation, what you should do, etc., etc. In other words, right now you already know what you need to be a marathon runner. So show your dedication and perseverance and achieve it. Okay? Next, what I'm going to say will be that success is only seen when you are able to turn your pain points into your greatest strength. Your pain points are the body that you have to torture, the leg pain that you have to suffer. Like somebody said she doesn't like running, right? So the stress that you have to go through, the sweaty situation that you have to, the cross training that you need to do, your weight training, your steps running, etc., etc. All these things. If you are able to turn all these pains into your greatest strength, you are successful. Believe me, that will definitely happen if you are going to do that. And one thing that I want to say as a takeaway for all of you here is, if you are a marathon runner, trust me, if you are a marathon runner, nothing is impossible. This is through my personal experience. I am nobody to running. I never ran in my life. Until I met my husband, who can transform me to become a track and field runner. I was thinking, where? You know, when I was told the first time to put my legs on a block, starting block, goodness gracious, I don't know, I was thinking the blocks will come with me. But that is where, you know, the marathon training, it makes you strong, really extremely strong. And you are thinking, nothing is the limit, the sky is your limit maybe. Right? With that, we are going to move on to our reference books. This will be another interesting part for you, ladies and gentlemen. For this training, I have referred to all these books. And my all-time favorite is Arthur Liddell's book. Okay? He's a big legendary marathon runner from New Zealand. He's a man who has written so many books. He is the first to introduce fitness through jogging. He said, jog, you get fitness. And he's a staunch believer in physical strength. He doesn't go for mental. He is such a good guide. He will talk about physical training. For your information, when I first started to run, of course my first coach was my husband. Okay, dedicatedly trained me. Okay, he was more excited than me when I could run. And my second all-time favorite coach was Arthur Liddell's books. I read his books all in and out. I tell you, he's such a motivation and a guide so close to you that takes you to achieve your targets. He guides you so well. And with that, I want to share the second book. This is another interesting book, We Share the Sun. This is about coaches and their relationship with their athletes. How they train them, how they guide them, how they can feel their feeling, and they motivate them. And this author, he wrote about, I'm not sure whether you all know this Eliud Kipchoge. Oh, you know. Interesting. That's a clap for you, you know. That means, guys, ladies, Nizam is going to be our future marathoner. If he can follow Kipchoge, there's nothing I want to say here. Because Kipchoge is such a die-hardcore, disciplined runner. Okay? He will never give up running. He has been running to win. But there were, and you know something? You know something? He ran under 2 hours. Do you know that? He is a human being who's a superhuman being. He broke the history by running 1 hour 59:23 seconds, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, that was his timing. Less than 2 hours. But that was basically not accepted due to some reasons. Because technically it was not accepted in the sense that it was not an open race. It was a race set specifically for him at Berlin, if I'm mistaken. And he ran with what they call paces. You know, paces. So it's not that kind of the race feeling. So you didn't have the competitors, the real competitors running with you. So that is not so correct. So, but for your information, his record in his Berlin another time was 2 hours, 1 minute and a few seconds. He is such a super natural person. And he's from Kenya. Well, you know Kenya people that run. Right? What else do I have? And of course I encourage you guys to read all the other books. There are many books. Go and look for them. These are the books that I have seen and I would like to share with you that you can get a lot of information. Okay. Looks like now we have come to the end of our module 1. Now ladies and gentlemen, before you leave, you have assignment 1. Each one of you take one piece. Okay? And once you have completed, you may leave the papers here and go for your coffee break. Alright?